Welcome to Ghost Central Station, where your stories come to life, or rather the afterlife. Each week, we dive deep into the world of the unknown, fueled by your submissions. Have you had a ghostly encounter? Seen something you can't explain? We want to hear from you. Leave your story in the comments or send us an email. You might be featured in our next video. Now, on to today's story, submitted by someone who wishes to remain anonymous. Let's see what happened when a peaceful hike turned into something far more unsettling.
Hi, Ghost Central Station. I wanted to share a story about something that happened to me about 2 years ago. I've not told anyone this story before, but I guess I didn't really have a good place to tell it until now. I was out for a hike with my dog in the late summer. Nothing unusual, just a quiet trail in the middle of the woods, a few miles from my house, a place I've visited dozens of times before, since I was a teenager really. The sun was starting to set, and the woods were draped in that soft, golden light. It was beautiful and peaceful. But as I reached the clearing, something felt off. You know that feeling when you're being watched? That sudden chill even though there's no breeze? I scanned the tree line, my heart starting to race for no apparent reason, and my dog seemed to act nervous as well. I'm not sure whether that was in response to my nervousness or something else, and that's when I saw it. At first, it looked like a person standing among the trees, just barely visible in the shadows. But the longer I stared, the less human it seemed. Yet it didn't exactly seem ephemeral either. If I had to describe it, I would say it looked like the silhouette of a tall man, but with the alertness and energy of an animal. It seemed to be breathing and fidgeting, but it wasn't otherwise moving. It was just standing there, watching with animal alertness. I tried to tell myself it was a trick of the light, or maybe someone who lives in the woods, but when I blinked, it was gone. No sound, no movement, just gone. My dog was just looking at me. He didn't seem to notice the figure, but he did seem to be focused on me much more than normal. It was like he knew I saw something but waited for me to tell him what to do because he knew he didn't want to see it for himself. I hurried back down the trail trying to shake the unease. I didn't see anything else that day, but the feeling of being watched lingered. When I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I told myself it was nothing, but as you've probably guessed, some odd things started happening. Little things for the most part. The bedroom door would creak open, even though the air was still and I could not see any reason for it to move. The books on my coffee table, which I walk by multiple times per day, would be slightly repositioned. Things like that which were just enough for me to notice, but not enough to think it was anything paranormal. Then, one night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps, like someone was walking through my house. But I was alone. I checked every room. Nothing was out of place, but I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been there. It was terrifying, and I could not sleep for the rest of the night. I even called out to work the next day. Unfortunately, it got worse. I'd wake up to what sounded like someone whispering my name just on the edge of hearing, like someone was standing in the corner of my room, talking to me. But I couldn't make out whether they said my name or other words. I couldn't even tell if there was anyone saying anything at all. And the shadows. I swear, there were shadows moving along the walls that didn't belong to anything in the room. By the 5th night of this, I was ready to leave my house for good. But then, as suddenly as it started, it stopped. No more footsteps, no more whispers. The house felt normal again, like whatever had been there was finally gone. I actually have gone back to that hiking trail several times since this incident. Nothing unusual or unexpected has happened. Sometimes I wonder if I imagined the entire event, or if something was out in the woods that night, that hitched a ride back with me and my dog, and decided to spend a few days with us. Thank you for listening to my story.
What do you think? Was it just the mind playing tricks, or did our anonymous storyteller experience something truly supernatural? Was it a cryptid with a curse, a ghost looking for a host? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, if you've got a ghost story of your own, we want to hear it. Submit your story for a chance to be featured on Ghost Central Station. Who knows, your tale could be the next one we share with the world.